quelqu'un peut être capable de parler 3 langues, s'agiter de 4 manières différentes, puis arriver quand même à unir cette foule-là. Et cette personne-là, c'est Tadzio Muller. Ceux qui le connaissent savent de quoi je parle. Il est real, I don't know what to call you, ball of fire. Please, Tadzio Muller, de la Fondation Rosa Luxembourg Berlin, et aussi un militant de la justice climatique absolument incroyable. Tadzio.
A very kind introduction. I think he's just misreading my ADHD as some sort of euphemism. Just hyperactivity, and I'm already sorry for the translators because they will hate me at the end of this evening. And you'll be bored because I'll be saying very similar things as my Tay did, just with a lot less knowledge and background. So I'm just invited to shout. Okay, so right, mes amis, mes camarades, c'est le pouvoir qui compte. Friends, it's all about power. Stopping runaway climate change and preventing massive climate injustice is only in a very immediate and simple and almost banal way about stopping the emissions of CO2 and methane. The fight for climate justice isn't about particles and parts per million and bloody polar bears. Sorry, a long-running joke between Naomi and I sometimes get called an environmentalist. I can't stand nature. I'm just a gay urban intellectual, but like basically, it's about capitalism and it's about power. It's not about polar bears, it's about parts per million. It's about capitalism and it's about power. And that's why the climate justice movement, the movement of movements, such as it still is in this first World Social Forum. That's why our movements have to do everything, and I really mean everything we can, to stop CETA and TPP and TTIP. They're sometimes called free trade agreements, but they're not. They're obscene capitalists' bills of rights. And if they are passed, so many of our struggles, our local, regional, national struggles, will be for naught. It's exactly as Maite has described. And this is not speculation. We can look in the power in the energy sector. There actually already is a TPP and a CETA and a TTIP for the energy sector. It's called the Energy Charter Treaty. And I wanted to tell you a story about what's been going on in Germany, where you may have heard that there is this beautiful project called the Energiewende, the energy transition. And a quick parenthesis, because this has been the bash your government panel tonight. At least for some of us. Basically, we don't. I would very much like to see your Prime Minister half oiled up and naked at the oiled up and half naked. I was going to say oiled up and half naked at the Gay Pride March on Sunday, which would be delightful, really, because then it couldn't fuck up the migration policy so much. So our leader is not somebody I don't imagine her at the Gay Pride March, but she's as good a liar as your Prime Minister. She runs around the world pretending that the German government has got this great energy transition project, when this was not a government project. This was a social movement project from the very beginning. What people generally don't know is Germany is not actually the world champion in renewable energy, it's the world champion in lignite production. The dirtiest of all the fossil fuels in the world. In absolute terms, which country digs up and burns more of that stuff than any other country in the world? You might think China, you might think India, but no, it's your friendly world champion in energy transition, Germany. So that's what the government does, right? So what do social movements do? We fought for 35 years in the anti-nuclear movement and finally forced an unwilling government, when Fukushima exploded, we forced an unwilling government into a nuclear phase-out. That was us, the social movements. What happened in the world of capitalist bills of rights and the Energy Charter Treaty? Vattenfall, a Swedish state-owned energy company, which is active in Germany, went and sued the German government for several billion euros because they said, oh no, we have these lovely nuclear plants, we wanted to keep on destroying the world and making profit with that. Now you screwed that up, so please give us the money that we think we would have made in the next 10, 15 years. Now, Germany is a very rich country. Even if it loses that case, it'll go ahead with that nuclear phase out. But what will poorer countries do? What will Germany do the next time this kind of thing happens? There's one victory, which is really significant because social movements don't generally score such enormous victories in the power sector. Could be eaten up by the Energy Charter Treaty, just like all our other victories in the future could be eaten up by CETA and TPP. Another thing that's been really great about the German energy transition is that we've got this expansion of renewable energies that aren't owned by large-scale corporations. Over 60% of all installed renewable capacity in Germany is owned by individuals, by farmers, by co-ops, by local by municipal utilities. And that's all the result of a very intelligent law that was passed, the German feed-in tariffs law, which privileges renewable energies when they get fed into the grid. But what about technology neutrality? Those sorts of laws could very easily be subject to a challenge under the rules that are being negotiated in TISA and TPP and CETA. So, the two cornerstones so far of the German energy transition, the nuclear phase-out and the German feed-in tariffs law, are both under acute attack under the Energy Charter Treaty and will be even more endangered if those crazy bills of rights get passed. So, now there's another element in our fight for a democratic renewable energy transition in Germany, and that is our fight for a coal phase-out. We've decided that it's pretty ridiculous that Germany runs around the world saying we're world energy transition champion, but has this crazy lignite policy where, and I'll say this again because you might have forgotten it in the last 2 minutes, we dig up and burn more of the dirtiest of all the fossil fuels in the world than any other country in the world. That's got to stop. So, we've decided as movements in Germany to launch a massive fight against coal. Last year, 1,200 of us went in an action of mass civil disobedience called Ende Gelände, which means kind of ja basta in German, like until here and no further. And for one day, we blockaded the lignite infrastructure in the west of Germany. This year, last year we were 1,200, we did it for a day. This year we did the same thing again. We were 4,000. We did it for a whole weekend, and they couldn't stop it. I don't know if you guys, you sort of view your, aficionados or aficionadas of mass civil disobedience. I think it's pretty awesome. Like those kinds of actions, if they work out, it gives you a kick. It's unbelievable. It's incomparable to anything. Well, probably that I'll experience at Gay Pride on Sunday, but it's pretty awesome anyway. So. But the point is, I burn for these actions. That's where I get the crazy energy from that you mentioned. But the problem is that we can shut down every pipeline on its own, every coal-fired power plant, every mine. We can organize so much and so well, and we can win every one of those fights. But if they pass those Bill of Rights for capitalists, those fights will be for naught. All the stuff that we do, all the stuff that feels good, all these moments of empowerment that we can organize when we do mass civil disobedience, they will just transfer the power to another level where we can't go. Our power is on the streets, our power is in those mass blockades, and if they transfer the power to the global level of CETA and TTIP and TISA, the level where executives and lawyers live and global politicians, then we will not be able to go there. Then our power, our struggles will be lost. So we have to do everything, and as I said it before, I really mean everything, to stop them from signing these Bills of Rights. And Maite said it, we've already done it. In North America, FDAA was prevented, but before that, in 1998, even before the first World Social Forum, they'd already tried this 20 years ago. They tried to sign a capitalist Bill of Rights, which was called the Multilateral Agreement on Investment. And some of the folks here in the room may remember that. It was actually a Canadian NGO which leaked the text of that agreement. And mobilizations ensued around the world, and a nascent altermondialist movement defeated this capitalist Bill of Rights then in 1998. And we can do it again. We can do it again. We can fight and win against these capitalist bills of rights. Because that other world that we always say is possible, it's not just possible, it's already here. It's here in this room, it's at this forum, it's especially with the people who cannot be at this forum because of the fucked up migration policies of the guy who's showing you we can win this, we have to win this. Thank you very much.